You're on. Here we go. Bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Ba-da-da, ba-da, ba-bum, ba-dee-da-dum, ba-dee, ba-dee, ba-dum, ba-dee-dee-dum, ba-dee, ba-yum, 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 bum, bum, ba-yum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-yum, dum, bim, ba-yum, dim, bim. Okay, so Daniel, so really good tempo relationship, and you really hung in there with that motion and the tempo. So that's all good news. Now, I want you to start this again, and I want you to do it with some conviction. Okay, because basically what you showed us was a mechanical exercise. Okay, now, Gabby jumped you in that first entrance. Do you know why? Okay, so you'll see it on the video, and basically what happened was that sometimes you were prepping your prep, but even more so, you were using an active subdivision, which causes people to want to go. So, show me the move you want to do to do the pickup to the second bar.
So it'll be 3, 4.
Yeah, but except you do not want to rebound in this first move. You're going like this, and this is what's getting people to react. Whereas if you went like this, nobody can play on that. So, beep, beam. Okay, so this one is basically, this is what we call a dead beat, and you've probably heard this. Okay, dead beats are beats that prompt no one. Bum bum. Okay, and yes, it's forte. So if you go, if you go bum, and you're out here, you're in perfect position. Your cue ball's in the right spot. 4, bum bum, and just do it with some authority. Okay, and people will respond. You just promise, but just don't do this, because then just they go they'll go, this is great, and then you say, uh-oh. All right, here we go. One more time. Bum, 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 ba-da-da, buddy, bum, bum. Okay, all right, so that's already better. Now, remember, this is also telling a story. Okay, so I see Daniel Zeff right now, the intellectual introvert who is focused on the music and has got all the details worked out, but now it's not translating into storytelling. Okay, and you have to do this. So, what are you thinking about in these first 3 bars?
Almost like a calling.
Okay.
Right, the words come here.
Perfect. Calling, okay? So, I'm calling you to whatever, okay? The Order of Monastro, if you will, stuff like that, okay? And it's a really great calling, and you really want to come. And then you get up and you do this. Okay? That's not going to get anybody there. The one thing that you can say about church leaders who have big followings, they are charismatic. They know how to draw people to their house of worship. I remember I was on tour with a Presbyterian choir, and we're somewhere out in Northern California, and I meet the senior pastor at this church, and he's got dandruff on his shoulders, and he's got really thick glasses, and this is a thriving church. And, he kind of comes up and he says, "Very nice to meet you," and so forth. And I said, "What is it about this guy? Why is this church growing?" Then he does the benediction at the end of the concert, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming." Just like this voice just bowls people over. I says, "I got it." And that's basically what's going to happen here. So even before you start, bum, bum, bum. Make them feel like you're really in charge here. Okay, here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Good. Bum, bum. Watch it now. Beedle-da-dum. No. So don't change your pulse.
Yeah, I felt
Okay, even though you're a piano, you change the pulse right there. Do the pickups of the fourth bar. Here we go. Beedle-da-dum. Good. All right. So now, story changes. Okay. This is a calling. Okay, everybody's here, and it's just it's kind of like once upon a time. There was this group of people. You've gotten their attention now. Damn. Now what are you gonna do? Beedle-da-dum. And the orchestra will go, "Wow, this guy is telling us a story right off his stick, and we will respond in kind." Do the pickup to the third bar.
so. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, still loud.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Third bar.
My fault.
Ba-da-da-dim. But except we're the first 5 letters.
Here.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Ba-ba. Oops.
Sorry.
So just 4 up. In, up. Ba-bum. Ba-da-da-dum. Ba-dee-um. Ba-bum. Okay, so now, tell me about, you're a horn player. Tell me about the brass section that is coming in on the downbeat of the 5th bar.
Loud. It's in octaves.
Yeah, it's just, you got 2 horns, 2 trumpets, and 3 trombones, okay? And, it's going to be loud, but you could still do something more with them. And an 8, it actually makes it almost easier to prep that than what Rob was doing in 4. So, beedle-da-dum, ba-dee-yum, bum, ba-dee-dee-dum, be-yum. Okay, and notice, what did I do? Do I do a big accent, bang? No. 3 and 4 and ba. All I did was go here. Okay? Because it's Mozart. That's a Mozartian sforzando. It's not a Beethoven forzando. Beethoven forzando, be and bum. Okay? But that's not Mozart. Mozart's elegant.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay. So now, what you did that time to pick up to the 4th bar, that was great. So do that again, right? To pick up the 4th bar, and prep that forzando. And all you need to do is just go out and then come back in again. Okay, here we go. For and beedle-da ya ba-dee ba and yum. See if you didn't prep it. I need to see you prepare that event so it happens.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. And it happens on the and of 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Beat-la da bum ba dee ya beep bum ba dee dee dum ba dim ba dee yum beep bum ba dee dee dum ba dim ba yum bum bum beam. Okay, good. So now that you're doing this in eighth notes, I want you to just do the second violins, pickups to bar 8. Don't worry about anybody else. Just the second violins, so in other words, pick up to the second line, and show us that crescendo and the subito piano on the end of the bar.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Pickups to bar 8. Bumpy. Oops, just not bar 9, bar 8. So pickups to the bottom line, right? Okay, see where they.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. The D to C. Ba dee ba beep ba, and here's the crescendo. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's right. So, and your left hand, if you want, you can cue the trombones or something like that. But what you did with the right hand is all you need
Okay.
to make the second violins go. Okay, and all you did was move forward. So, you know, it's. If we're truly following Mozart's text, then what we want to hear is this. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go, right from there. Tutti orchestra now, here we go.
So on bar 8.
Yeah, pickups to bar 8. Dee ya, ba dee ya, ba dee. Yum be dum, bum beep beep better. Beep ba dee ya, ba da. So now, when you get to the allegro, you got to flick that second beat to get the fortes. These things, okay?
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep. That's the only way that you can do it, and you don't want any more motion than that. Okay, so this is better. Okay, I mean, and again, you know, you're really you've got a good sense of the pulse, and that's half the battle here, making this what appears to sound like a very, very slow moving texture while you're moving it in relatively fast. Okay, and you know, and it's interesting because if we look at bar 5 and we say, okay, well that forzando piano, if we were going to just work on the forzando piano, then it might look like this. You go, bum, where it actually would hold on for a quarter note, bum, and then our left hand might do this, bum, ba-dee-dee-dum, for the first violins. Okay, so bum, this goes down to piano so that we can hear the 16th notes of the first violins. And you know, again, you'd have to practice that. I'd have to practice that because you know, just I haven't done this overture in a long time. And, you know, actually, so D ba and B D D da is what should that look like while this continues to go. And that's actually a lot harder than it looks. But that's all part of telling the story. You know, and we have to go beyond the mechanics. Okay? We actually have to get so good at the mechanics that the mechanics are no longer what people are focusing on. But they're actually focusing on the music. Okay, got a good start on this, right? This is actually pretty good. Good job, thanks. Who's next?
Quite the draw, Noel. Beat me again.
You got a,
Yeah. I have to get my book up here so no one takes my spot.
Zach, get up there.
And knock it off up there.